hard car just like everybody, and then, you know, and so actually we had less than what, you know,
A lot less.
A lot less. So, so you have to be resourceful. And at the time, you know, our MGA didn't have the pull that Mario has. He really didn't. So, here's 30, make it work for 2 months. So it's, you know, so I was always like trying to learn, and try to, you know, be creative, you know, and resourceful. So first of all, you got to have a positive mindset. So I mean, I'm ashamed to say, in 2 days I've only had four or six, just because I have a scheduler and it's just people are not picking up. I talked to Tiffany, I talked to Joe, I talked to Angel. I'm in a good mood. I'm like, I'm gonna hit. I had one at 4 o'clock. I said, watch, I'm gonna hit 2 door knocks, make 2 sales before my 4. And it happens. You know, it's like, to me now, it's just like, I'm gonna do it. You know, you have to have a positive mindset, and you can't be, you know. And I don't care. You know, you just have to go out there and just do the work. You can't escape the work. So I try to, you know, get out there at a fairly good time because I'm in Toledo. It seems like I'm further west, so I'm like in Toledo now, and an hour 30 minutes. So I try to get there at a fairly, you know, early, not 9 o'clock, but you know, I mean, 11, 12, and then I'm there until it gets dark, you know, because I'm gonna try to make something happen. So you gotta have that positive mindset and say, I'm gonna do it, you know, this is what you gotta do. And you have to have a game plan too. So let's talk about the contingent beneficiaries. Contingent beneficiaries, in my mind, I think is probably the easiest next to Parks. You know, did I do a good job? You know, did I explain everything to you? You know, I work on referrals, but you know, so you could use that, but sometimes my approach is more, you know, I'm service oriented and I work for the union, so it's sort of, you know, uncomfortable asking them after I just told them I'm with the union and I deal only with unions. So, but you could use that approach. You have to use something whichever is easier for you. You got, you know, so this is like my niche. This is what I feel comfortable with. So this is called the contingent beneficiaries. Okay. So I spoke with Joe and Mary. We sold them a policy, and now we're going to go to the contingent beneficiary part. This is the policy service request form. So I say, Joe, Mary, you know, I put the information here. I said, listen, Joe, when you die, Mary's going to be your primary, right? Okay, Mary, when you die, Joe's going to be your primary. Now we need something called a contingent, which is after, it basically means number 2. Okay, if you guys are both in the car together and you guys are on your way to Niagara Falls and have a beautiful, you know, romantic weekend, and you guys die in a car accident, who's going to be the one to call? Okay, and that's where usually it sticks. And usually they're like, you know, oh, I don't know, you know, and that's where I said, well, we need at least 3 to 5 contingent beneficiaries. Your daughter, your kids, your parents, whoever they are, and that's where I have them, you know, give me their name, their address, their relationship, their phone number. And what I tell them, say, listen, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give them this empty folder here with this freedom of choice, which I explained to them, you know? Which I explained to them how it works. This is important, how it works. Because if something happens, all they have to do is just give this to the funeral home, and I explain how it works. Funeral director calls us, we cut them a check, and the rest goes, you know, to the family. It's very important. I tell them that we're having a big problem. Overall, 2018, we had $90 million of unclaimed funds collectively from the unions. That's a problem. People are dying and nobody's collecting. We want to make sure that you guys, if something happens to you guys, that your family will get the money. So they give me the information freely. I've never had any problems. Never. You know, and then I tell them, if you could please, because I don't want to, you know, if you could call them now, well, if they're at work or if there's a problem, to let them know within, you know, by today, tomorrow, because when I do call them, it's uncomfortable for me to, you know, call them and try to explain who I am because it's uncomfortable, you know? Oh, no problem. And believe it or not, very few people, the majority have been received the call, and then what I do is, then I call the kids. So the kids will say Jane. Hi, Jane. Hi, how are you? This is Tony Georges. I'm with American Income Life. I'm your mom and dad's life insurance agent. Did your mom or dad give you a call? Oh, yeah. Good. So basically they have you down as their contingent. My job is to get this information out to you, and it just takes a couple of minutes. Boom, I book it. Okay?
Can't you just mail it?
No, this is pretty important, Janie. I do have to explain it. So now I book it. So now, knock. Hi, Janie, how are you? Tony Georges with American Income. I'm your mom and dad, and I always have I have a thing where I like to write their names and something a little bit, that you're just building rapport. Janie was a pain in the ass growing up. Now say parents, like, how was Janie when growing up? Was she, any good stories you could give me? It breaks the ice and you're building rapport. So when I sit down with Janie, I say, Janie, so your mom and dad has a policy through the union. What I'm doing is, I'm building credibility with our company. I say, listen, I work with the UAW, your dad works at Ford, we handle all their benefits, they get special pricing and all these great deals. And anyways, you're next after your mom, so if something happens, and I explain the freedom of choice, how it works. If something happens to mom and dad, you take this to the funeral home will, call us, we pay the expenses, and the rest goes to you. And then I say, Janie, since you're a contingent beneficiary, you're able to receive the same benefits that the unions have, because we're not an open market. I can't go to your neighbor can't call me and receive these benefits. You have to be part of the union or a beneficiary. So I say flat out, do you have anything that handle your funeral final expenses? Oh yeah, I have insurance. Oh good, what is it? It's usually like a term, and then I go ahead and do analysis. And then I give them the feedback. These are some gaps that we see, and then boom, just go with it. So that's how I do it. It's usually pretty good. Look, it's either 50-50. Either 50% they say no, or 50% they say yes. So at least it's something, it's better than nothing, okay? Now, let's just say Joe and Mary don't want to buy anything. Let's just say Joe and Mary no, we're not interested, okay? We're not interested. No problem, Joe and Mary. You guys are getting this $2,000 AD&P certificate. I have them fill it out, okay? And I said, Joe and Mary, now, Joe, if you die, your wife, if she pushes you down the stairs or you trip down the stairs, you're gonna get $2,000, okay? Jokingly. But if you guys are together in the car on your way to Niagara Falls in this beautiful romantic evening, who's gonna collect these $2,000? Oh yeah, that's a good idea. So boom, and I get their daughter Jamie, and I get their son Mark, blah 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 blah, and that's how I get the contingent beneficiaries, even if they don't sell, if they don't buy. Okay. Then when I call them, I don't tell them that's $2,000. I make it seem like it's a huge amount, $2 million. I don't even mention the amount at all. Okay. Hi Janie, this is Tony. Handle the benefits for your dad at the UAW.